Hello people, welcome to the Arsenal Art. Today we've got an interesting video lined up for you guys. Thierry Henry just did an interview on the overlap, so I'll put the link in to the full episode in the description. Just going to literally watch a couple minutes of it, react to what Thierry Henry's saying, talking about Mikel Arteta, us guys winning trophies, and the whole podcast, etc. Beautiful to listen to, so I recommend everyone after this go and have a listen as well. But we're going to react to a couple of things that he said about Mikel Arteta and about who Arsenal should sign as, our new number 9. So let's just get straight into the video. And yeah, just before we do, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Big up everyone once again for doing that so far. The channel is growing. And yeah, hopefully we can just keep this energy continuing and just keep it growing. So yeah, let's just get straight into the video, guys. Let's not make this too long. And yeah, boom, let's have a look. So straight away here, we're going to talk about, we're just going to let this play. So it's just Gary Neville asking Thierry Henry a question about Arsenal right now.
Nathan, what do you think of the current Arsenal situation of sort of 6 years now, 5-6 years without a trophy, but they're building and they're sort of getting better each time?
That's a tall building now. The building is tall. There's a lot of the building is really tall. That's big. So I always talk to Wright about it. Look, I'm not going to pretend I'm an Arsenal fan more than him or a guy that was born and raised as an Arsenal fan. But I understand. At the very beginning, you arrive. And by the way, we won the Cup 2020, yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sure. 3 years. And Roy can tell you, you also coach, you're in a situation at the beginning where it's not your team. You need at the very least 3 to 4 transfer windows to be able to change everything that you want to change. Get rid of the guys that are on a good contract, that don't want to leave, that maybe don't like the way you play or you don't like the way they play. So it takes time. Whether we finish 8th, we were not great, you have to give a manager time to be able to implement what he wants to do. So 3 years. Now, the last 3 years, we've been in a situation also where we should at least bring a cup, whatever it is, or a final. Man United played 5 finals in their last 5 years. The United that everyone loves at played 5 finals. In the last 3 years of building that building, you didn't reach a final. So I do understand when people ask the question, surely you should have compete for a trophy, being in the final. This year we didn't compete with Liverpool. I don't know what people think, but we didn't compete not once.
I'm massively disappointed with Arsenal this season.
I don't know if you can say, look, I'm not saying disappointment, but it's normal that people are raising questions now about what the team is doing. And yes, we can talk about injuries. And yes, we can talk about this. But I can go back to time also where we had injuries at Arsenal and no one raised nothing. 2006, look at the injuries we had. Nobody said anything. Nobody said, we finished. The only thing I was happy with we passed Tottenham on the last day. That's the only thing I shouted a bit about. But other than that, you finish in the top 4 and you go in the Champions League final and you didn't win. So yes, injuries. Yes, this, yes, that. But in the last 3 years, it's only normal. Now people are questioning how come we didn't bring a cup or beat.
I'll just pause it there. For now. And you see, like, Henry, like, this is us as fans. We say it all the time. And Henry's obviously, he's a legend of the club. The greatest striker to ever play at Arsenal Football Club. And even him, he's saying it's normal. And people will, to ask questions. And sometimes, you ask questions about what's happening at Arsenal. And you have some fans, I don't even know if to call them Arsenal fans or Arteta fans. And they're like, no, you can't say anything. We're building. As Henry said, it's a very tall building at this point. It's like a sandcastle. It's very tall, But at the end of the day, football's about winning. It's about going to finals, winning the trophies. It's about glory. It's about getting your hands on proper silverware. So for me, I look at the situation with Arsenal Football Club right now. And yes, we're finishing second. We've got foundation, so to speak of, right? But after all of these years, especially with one manager, it's not like we've been chopping and changing manager. It's only fair that we get to ask questions. Are people going to come now and say, Henry's negative, he's toxic? This is a guy that's won so much for the club. loves the club, wants the club to do well. Are people going to come with those same accusations to him? Honestly, I'm waiting to see, because last time Henry started talking about all of this sort of stuff, do you know what people said? People said he's jealous of Arteta. You having a laugh. Thierry Henry jealous of Arteta. So let's just keep it going. And then the next bit, yeah, as I said, he's going to talk about what target we should sign. You guys know from the title anyway. I don't know why I'm building it up. But yeah, we'll talk about it next as well. So yeah, let's just go back to this video right now.
Being able to be in a situation to bring one. Do I think that Mikel is doing a great job? Yes, he's doing a great job.
What do they need?
Yeah, what they're missing.
Look, let me put it this way.
I would say goal scorer to you in respects like Roy. You probably, but you do need in them games to get the goal when the team's trying to settle. You know, that guy who can take the half chance so as he can settle everybody, then you can start to play a game. I think when you look at the fact that we've drawn, I don't know how many games, 13 games.
Yeah.
You know, we've lost 21 points from winning positions. And those are the reasons why I'd say, yes, it's 7 years since we've had that now for me is the conversation that has to be had.
But a cup game, right? Cup game against Newcastle, 2 legs, no goal. Getting beaten at home by Man United in the FA Cup, you know, when United aren't great. So they're the moments. You understand sometimes you get not a league title, that can be difficult, but a cup game, surely does.
That's why I was mentioning a cup, or even to perform or to try to win one. But when you look at the injuries, and you look at the players that came, okay, he brought players. He got Sterling when everyone wanted a 9. He had time to get a 9. He had time. I'm not the coach. I don't know what are the discussion.
Let me pause it again there. That is facts. It doesn't matter what anyone says. You can't be doing woe to Arteta. He hasn't got strikers. He hasn't got this. He hasn't got that. He has been at the club for too long, right? When we needed attackers, the guy signs Havertz. You know, he's meant to be his left 8, turns him into a striker. Last season, as Henri's pointing out there, we needed an attacker. Raheem Sterling comes in. The guy's finished. What's he going to offer Arsenal Football Club? It's not like Arteta hasn't had the opportunity. And even this window, the first signing we've made, confirmed today again, Zubamendi, right? The next signing he wanted to make, Howson, Bournemouth centre-back, gone to Real Madrid now. So still, we've been screaming for a striker and a winger for so long, since we got knocked out by Bayern in the Champions League, the season gone as well, before this one, right? They were talking about Isaac and Olise and all of these sort of players. Before that, we were talking about signing attackers, right? It's not like this is oh my God, this is not a this is just sprung up upon us out of nowhere. This is a documented issue at Arsenal Football Club. And Arteta has had time and time again to bring these players in. So when we criticise the manager, you know, about even his tactic, the style of play, the way he's constructed the squad, we can also criticise him on this as well. You know, I think it's fair. And anyone that says you can't criticise him on this, no, he can do no wrong. What's your basis on? I don't understand. But yeah, let's just get back into this as well.
Everyone has been screaming for a 9. Apart when we win, by the way. Because when we beat Real Madrid, we don't need a 9.
Yeah,
we don't need a 9. I don't understand the change of you know, the people change the way they talk. We need a 9 when we're not scoring. And then suddenly we go on the run of winning at Arsenal. Nobody mentions that we need a 9. You need a 9, for me. And a 9. We're talking about a 9.
Thierry, I mean, you're one of the greatest Nigel goal scorers for the last 30, 40 years. So if they need one, who is that man you think could take Arsenal to the title? Because there's a lot of teams in the Premier League who've bought strikers.
I'll be honest with you.
And they've failed.
Yeah.
One of my favorite 9 out there at the minute is Julian Alvarez. And you know, we've been talking about it. Putting pressure, playing alone, low, whatever you want to do. You see the free kick he scored the other day? Yeah. He can hold the ball alone. He played at the Olympic Games. He played the Copa America. I don't hear him saying, I'm tired or not tired. He plays it. Hopefully, nothing bad's going to happen to me. He played everything. And the way he plays it, you know, yeah, I just like him. But is it possible? I don't know.
You know the two that get mentioned.
So there we go. They're going to talk about, you know, Gyökeres and Sesko potentially being options for Arsenal. But Henry, with a great shout game, he talks about him yesterday actually, which was Julian Alvarez potentially coming to Arsenal Football Club. And Henry, you know, I said it yesterday, like, if we can get him, fair enough. You know, it's one of them kind of deals. Berta obviously coming into Arsenal Football Club. He's the one who brought him in from Man City. We know about Julian Alvarez's quality. It's just a situation within that City with Haaland there. You know, you can't really dislodge him. He's not really a flexible player like Alvarez is. But we've seen him this season for Atleti, top striker. And as I said, for me, if we can get someone like him, and that's a move that we can make. We've got the money. It's not like we've not got the money to put in a proper bid for a player like Alvarez. Why not try and get it done? But obviously, I think first choice even for me is still Gyökeres. I'm more than happy with that deal, £65 million for me. What we need. You know, people are criticizing Gyökeres. Oh, his hold-up play is not great. He's not that great in the air. Listen, remember Aubameyang? Was he great at hold-up play? No. Was he great at, was he great in the air? No. But what was he? A goal scorer. And that's what we need. Listen, if we have to change the way we play a little bit to accommodate that, no problem. As long as you have someone who's slapping in the goals, there's no issue there. So for me, Henry, he is just speaking facts today. I'm so happy with this whole podcast. As I said, you guys listen to it. I'll put the link in the description for the full episode. But yeah, man, big up Thierry Henry for all of that. And as I said, listen, it's only fair we ask questions about Mikel Arteta, about the direction the club's going in. We need trophies. We need to be winning the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup. You know, we need to be bringing in silverware to the club. It's all fun and games, second. Listen, at the end of the day, and, we talk about bringing in top players like Alvarez and, Gyökeres and all of these sort of players. The reason is, in these big moments, to win the trophies, you do need top players. You need players who are going to make a difference. Because we can obviously talk about Arteta, and I've got a lot of questions about Arteta, whether he should even deserves to stay on as a manager, right? But in these big games, semi-final against PSG, you're chasing a Premier League title. You've got big games to get 3 points. A lot of pressure's on. The chances aren't really coming. You need the top players to make a difference. Just like Henry made a difference when he was at the club. Just like Ian Wright made a difference when he was at the club. You need that top quality. If you don't have it, you can only go so far. The squad, can take you maybe second, can take you maybe third, But to get over the line, you need serious quality. So fair play to Henry, as I said, fair play to the whole podcast overlap on that one. And yeah, it was a really nice episode. But just a quick reaction on it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video as well. And yeah, just before we go, last reminder, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. More and more content coming on this channel. We're doing live streams now. We're doing, as I said, videos like this, reactions, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, make sure to follow, go in the description. All the links will be there for all the, different media handles or whatever. But yeah, man, big up everyone. As always, take care and God bless.